Hi everyone, and welcome back to Growing Up in Scientology. So I want to talk about taking back downtown Clearwater. So this is something that I've been thinking about recently, and what really got me, what made me decide to do a video on this is an event that we had this past Thursday in downtown Clearwater at the Lucky Anchor bar owned by my friend Clay Irwin. And so what happened this past Thursday is we basically just scheduled a get-together. This is an event that I created in the supporters of Leah Remini Scientology and the Aftermath Facebook group. So by the way, if you're watching this video and you're not already in that group, please go check it out. It's called Supporters of Leah Remini Scientology and the Aftermath. And we've got about 11,000 people in that group, and we answer your questions about Scientology and about the show and whatnot. But, early last week I created an event, and it was really just as simple as, hey, me and Mike Rinder and Mary Kahn and Mike's wife Christy Colbrin and Mary's husband David Kahn, we're going to be downtown at the Lucky Anchor having some drinks on Thursday night. Who wants to come? And in just a few days, we only promoted this in a couple Facebook groups. We had over 100 people Thursday night at the Lucky Anchor. And, for a weeknight, a Thursday night where there wasn't a concert at Coachman Park and there wasn't a show at the Capitol Theater, I'm not sure there's ever been 100 people on the streets of downtown Clearwater on a Thursday night without an event, without a major event scheduled ever. And there was a conversation that kept coming up at the get-together because a lot of people that came were folks who had not been to downtown Clearwater in a long time. And one thing that is hard to miss when you're in the downtown business district is how empty it is. The streets are empty. There's no one walking around. And so people would comment on it. God, look, there's no one here. And I would point out to them, you're right, there's no one here. But guess what that means? Guess who else isn't here? The Sea Org members aren't here. The Sea Org members aren't on the streets of downtown Clearwater anymore. So what does this have to do with anything? Well, the city of Clearwater has been spending an awful lot of money and trying to get very, very clever and smart about how to get the non-Scientologist community of Pinellas County and of Clearwater back downtown. Over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, the people of this city have learned their lesson the hard way of just not to go downtown. Mostly, this came from the fact that the presence of the Sea Org members of Scientology has been particularly oppressive in the downtown Clearwater area. But this has changed recently. And because the residents of this area learned the lesson not to come downtown many, many years ago, they haven't had the opportunity to learn the new lesson, which is that it's okay to come back downtown. The Sea Org members aren't on the streets anymore. So why did this change happen? Well, in years past, the Sea Org members ate all of their meals at the old Clearwater Bank building on the corner of Fort Harrison and Cleveland. It's right on the corner there. And that's where all the Sea Org members ate. That was the mess hall, if you will. And so you had 1,500, 2,000 people eating 3 meals a day in that building in shifts. You can't fit that many people into the building at one time. So they'd be eating there in shifts, and they work in all of the other buildings on the Flagland base. So 3 times a day, for about a 2.5, 3 hour period each time, you'd have hundreds and hundreds of uniformed Sea Org members crushing through the streets of Clearwater. That doesn't happen anymore because a few years ago, the new Flag building opened up. And if you live in this area, you know what I'm talking about. It's the massive Church of Scientology building right downtown Clearwater across from the Fort Harrison Hotel. Well, when that building opened up, all the Sea Org members stopped eating their meals at the Clearwater Bank building. And they started eating their meals in the basement of the new Flag building. And most of the Sea Org members also work in that new Flag building. That's why it's so big. And there are a few other buildings that the Sea Org members work in downtown Clearwater, but they're not allowed to walk back and forth on the streets anymore. Flag has a fleet of buses, like 20 buses, that are constantly running from building to building. So the result is downtown Clearwater is free for the taking. I really feel that there's an opportunity here to use the Scientology and the Aftermath show and to use the interest that has been generated in this show and leverage that to get people to come back to downtown and to get businesses to open up their doors. So what am I talking about? Well, we had this get together, and in a couple days we were able to get 100 non-Scientologists to come downtown just to do a meet and greet with some of the people from the show. After that event, it was so great. We had such a good time. I spoke to Mike Rinder about it, and he said, look, we need to do this again, and we need to make it much bigger, and we need to make it an actual event. And that's what we're going to do. We want to promote it better. We're going to give better lead time. We're going to get permits. We're going to close down the street. We're going to advertise. We're going to promote it everywhere. And so this catch-22 that I'm talking about is Clearwater wants to bring non-Scientologists back downtown. Clearwater is offering $250,000 grants to anybody that will open up a business in downtown Clearwater, like a bar, a restaurant, a steakhouse, a winery, a brewery, something to make downtown really vibrant, like Dunedin, like Palm Harbor, like Safety Harbor. There's no reason in the world we can't do this in Clearwater. But the catch-22 is that these business owners don't want to pony up for the investment because, you know, the city's given $250,000, but it might take more money than that to actually get the business open and to float it for a while. Business owners are going to be reluctant to make that investment if they don't see people coming back to the downtown area. But if there aren't any businesses in the downtown area, there's no reason for the people to start coming back downtown. So it's like a chicken and the egg problem. Which one of these things is going to come first? Are the businesses going to open up first, or are the people going to come back to downtown first? Well, I think we can maybe try to shortcut this whole thing and get people to come back downtown for other reasons. And so that's what I'm talking about with these events that we want to do, to have people come downtown and meet contributors to the show. Fingers crossed, if we do this enough times and we make it big enough, I'm sure we can get Leah Remini to come to town for one of these events. And we want to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people coming downtown for a fun event and to show everyone, look guys, there's no Sea Org members on the streets anymore. If you'll just come back downtown, you can take downtown Clearwater back. And to the business owners who have experience with restaurants and breweries and steakhouses and wineries and whatever, please, if you will open up business in downtown Clearwater, we will help drive the people back to downtown Clearwater. This is very important. There's nothing better we could do for Clearwater than to revitalize the downtown business district and to get people coming back down and to get the businesses open and to really take the city back. Because it's really a shame. Clearwater is a beautiful city, and there's no reason it cannot be as welcoming and as vibrant as downtown Dunedin. So I hope this is something that everyone in Clearwater can get excited about. As the plans for this event come together more firmly, you'll be hearing more about it. Once we select the actual date and start promoting the event, you will absolutely be hearing more about it. There's tons of people who are going to want to fly in from out of state to come to Clearwater for this event, and we're going to allow plenty of time for people to make those plans, put in vacation requests, whatever they need to do. But it really is going to be amazing. This past Thursday was a lot of fun, and like I said, it was just something that was casually put together in a few days. So I think we're looking at something February, latest March. But like I said, we're going to give plenty of notice. We're going to make it a huge thing. So thanks for listening to this. I hope all of you guys think this is as good of an idea as I think that it is. I think it's something we can all get behind, and it honestly doesn't even take that much. It just takes kind of a coordination. We need the businesses, we need the people, everyone needs a good reason to come downtown, and if Scientology and the Aftermath ends up being the good reason that gets people to come downtown and kind of gets this thing kickstarted, then fantastic. What better way to say screw you to David Miscavige? All right, guys, that's all I have for now. Talk to you soon.